Welcome to BeIndian Audit Power BI DAX Library Series number 5. In this video, we are discussing about two important functions. One function is to calculate descriptive statistics of a table column, and another one is to show it as an image in a measure. So what is descriptive statistics? As an auditor, why it is very important for us? Descriptive statistics is the first step into data analytics. It describes about a table column, what is minimum, what is maximum, average, median. By that way, we can easily find out the entire distribution of the values. As an auditor, we are very much interested in to see extraordinary items, exceptional values, and outliers which are abnormal. This abnormality can be easily found out by using this descriptive statistics. This image I have taken from Wikipedia, which wonderfully describes about the outliers, where either by average or by median, we can easily identify the outliers. In any distribution, average is nothing but an arithmetic center point, whereas median is a physical center point. When we are considering both the values and then accordingly find the deviation, we can easily find out the outliers. When we are taking average as a measure, we have to use the standard deviation, 1 time standard deviation, 2 times standard deviation, like that. In the case of median, we use IQR, which is interquartile range. Interquartile range is nothing but the range between Q3 minus Q1, which is 50% of data, as the image suggests. And any value which is more than Q3 plus 1.5 times of IQR is an outlier. And any value which is more than 2.698 sigma is an outlier in the case of a normal distribution. Let us see our first function, BeIndian Audit SVG Visuals Calculate Descriptive Statistics. For this function, there are two parameters. First parameter is the source table, second parameter is the data column. And what it returns? It returns a table. Mind you, it is not a measure. It returns a table containing 16 key descriptive statistics calculated against that particular column. This is a screenshot I have taken from Power BI, which depicts all the 16 variables calculated by this formula. Now let us go for the second function. The second function is useful if you want to show it as an SVG image. Our second function is BeIndian Audit SVG Visuals Render Descriptive Statistics SVG function. This function renders the descriptive statistics table as a SVG image. The parameter for this function is the statistics table that is generated by our previous function, and it returns a string which contains the SVG URL. SVG stands for Scalable Vector Graphics, and these SVG images are very easy to create by using an image URL. This image URL is nothing but a string which is created by this measure. Now there are some steps to show an image URL as SVG image in Power BI. Let me go to Power BI and demonstrate both the functions. Until now we were seeing a small set of data. From now, we will be using a data model, and I will be sharing this sample data and this Power BI file in the description of this video. As you can see, it is a star schema where the fact is in the center and the dimensions are in the surrounding. Now, we will be calculating the descriptive statistics for the sales column. Let me go to the table view of the order fact, where you can see there is a column called sales and profit. We can calculate the descriptive statistics for the sales column first. So how to calculate? Let us use our first function. As you can see, this is the formula to create the table of descriptive statistics. BeIndian Audit SVG Visuals Calculate Descriptive Statistics. The first parameter will be the table and second parameter will be the particular column for which we want to calculate the descriptive statistics. Once we press enter, now the table will be calculated and 16 values will be shown. Actually, this table is an intermediate table which will be used as a parameter for our SVG measure. Now let us move on to the second function to calculate the SVG URL. I am going for DAX view. This is my measure name, sales descriptive, and it is stored in the order fact table. Order fact sales descriptive measure is equal to BeIndian Audit SVG Visuals Render the Descriptive Statistics SVG. The parameter is our table. There is a small caution here. If you are using the table that we have already calculated by using the table formula, then if you are using this measure inside any visual, it will be a static visual. because the table is already calculated. And that is why we have created two functions. One function is to calculate the statistics and another function is to show it as an image. By the way of nesting these formulas, it becomes dynamic. Let me show you now how to make it as a visual. This is our report view. I have already added some 4 slicers for state, customer category, salesperson name and product category, all the 4 dimensions. Once we bring our descriptive statistics measure, you can see how it is interacting with all these slicers. That is the power of Power BI and power of our function. I am clicking a card new here. A card new visual is created and we can see step by step how we can bring our SVG measure into an image. Once we bring our sales descriptive statistics measure, we can see an image URL. How to show it as an image? Let us see. The first thing is we have to click the format the properties. Once we click the format properties, you go to call out values and we can see the value is being shown. Let us switch off the values, and the third step is switch off the labels also. Now you can see it is empty. Now go to images. In the images, by default image is switched off. Let us switch on the image. Now I am telling to this visual that our value is an image and the image type is not an image. My image type is an image URL. Where is our URL? That we have to mention in our conditional formatting. Click this fx function where we can see our measure is already been selected. If I press OK, now we can see our measure and we can resize the measure as we want. And we can see the descriptive statistics interactive with our slicer like Tamil Nadu, corporate, what is my average sales, median sales, and then what is my IQR, what is the outliers. All these values we can find. We can easily compare the average of Tamil Nadu with Rajasthan. When we slice by any of these slicer, we can see the interactiveness of this particular measure. If I select Tamil Nadu, here we are seeing the Tamil Nadu's average and the whisker lower bound, outer bound. We can find out the outliers. I hope it is definitely useful for auditors. In this video, we were seeing how to calculate the descriptive statistics and how to show it as an image. If you want to know how to install BeIndian Audit Power BI DAX library functions, please see my series number 1 video. Thank you for being with me, friends.